Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder to give people a bit more understanding of what they've been through and how to handle it afterwards and not get into another narcissistic relationship. Also, different methods to help you recover from narcissistic abuse, because life is hard and difficult situations happen, and it's all about keeping your momentum going, keeping your mindset going, changing your mindset to suit you and moving forward with daily life to make your future a much happier and a much brighter one. This video is about self-care after a narcissistic relationship. When we come away from toxic relationships, we are often left a shell of our former selves. If you also had a narcissistic parent, you might not have truly known who you were before. Through the gaslighting, silent treatments, blame shifting, projection, and crippling manipulation methods that they use against us, most of us are left with anxiety, trauma bonding, CPTSD, self-doubt, low self-worth and low self-esteem, with little confidence and trust in others as well as within ourselves and our own abilities. They say it costs nothing to be kind, and the saying is true, yet if you are kind to the wrong people, it can cost you everything. The thing we need to learn to not get involved with these kinds of toxic people in the future is how to be kind to ourselves first. Practicing self-care isn't easy to start, especially when you're used to taking care of those around you first. Life is crazy at times, and with toxic exes doing all they can to hurt you, your own mind and your own state of mind can get knocked off balance. We can also feel guilty for taking care of our own needs first, and it is a challenge to start. Once you achieve it, you'll never look back. Do not overwhelm yourself doing it all at once. Try to start your day right, getting up earlier and planning the night before if you're usually rushing around in the morning. Just simple little things to start setting in motion just to help you progress through day-to-day life, especially if you've just come out of a narcissistic relationship. Be proud of who you are and who you are becoming. Don't listen to the negative opinions of others. Listen to your own mind and your own heart. Start doing what's right for you. Remove those negative voices from other people out of your mind. Sometimes it can help to write them down so you can recognise which are your thoughts and which are the toxic person's thoughts to begin with, until you get your mind back on track to who you want to be. Learn when to say yes and when to say no, and when you say no, stick to your no. Focus on creating time to do things that you love doing for you. What self-care isn't? Self-care is not selfish. It is not only about considering our own individual needs. It's also about knowing and understanding them. Putting yourself first is not narcissistic. It's vital for you. There is a thing as healthy narcissism. You can love yourself and be kind to yourself and put yourself first and care for others at the same time. It's only narcissistic with those people who put themselves above all others, put themselves first, and are not kind to other people. If you are kind to yourself before you are kind to others, narcissistic people will no longer be able to take advantage of you. A self-care plan is vital to stop you from becoming stuck in the past and keep working towards a better future, saving yourself from the past, working on the present and creating that brighter future. We are all individuals, so do what is right and works best for you. Having a plan helps you to lose the guesswork, and it also helps you to stay on track and stay in momentum of creating that happier life. What self-care is? Self-care is a deliberate act within ourselves to take care of our mental, emotional and physical health first, so we can be at our personal best to take care of others without being taken down by toxic people. We can often overlook self-care in order to help others, and when others are not interested in helping us, our own inner needs get more and more neglected as we try to help those who are unable to help themselves. To start, you need to stick to the basics, creating new routines and new habits for you. Just start simple and basic and then keep adding more. You need to actively plan using your conscious thoughts in the beginning until your subconscious has been programmed to do that new routine naturally. Categorize and list things if you need to in priority order. So your relationship with friends and family, your physical health, your emotional health and your work health. Be authentic within yourself. Things that might stand in your way, you need to look at and see what action you can take on those things. A basic checklist to get yourself started is start with a no list of things you don't like, things you don't want to do, and behaviours you'll no longer accept from yourself as well as from other people. Things like, I'm no longer checking their social media. People who cannot accept no are not the people for my life. I need to stop people pleasing. I need to start putting myself first. I want to get up at a set time and I need to learn my boundaries around others. Saying no to others can be difficult to start. However, it is a must when you really don't want to do something or don't have the time to do it. You're not doing it to be hurtful. You've got to be at your best to give your best to other people. Create a list of your own beliefs and your own standards. You don't need to do them all at once. You can keep adding and you can change them when and if it suits you to change them. A healthy diet. Now, if your diet isn't healthy, you need to start slow, especially if you've not done one before. Keep a diary of your eating habits to keep yourself accountable. Make sure you're getting that water in. And just swap things around a bit at a time. Don't go all in straight on the diet, and especially if you eat a lot of sugar, because you'll get the withdrawals and that'll not help your mental health state. So just take it slow and do it bit by bit. Start simple exercise routines if you don't already exercise. Listen to motivational videos, meditation, yoga. Find things that pick you up on those low moments and help you refocus. Find things that make you laugh on those low moments. This can help your mental and physical health, boosting your mood and lowering your stress levels. Try to get enough sleep. If you stop up way too late and feel tired in the morning, just start going to bed 5 minutes earlier each night until you get to the time where you think you'd like to be going to bed. If you're going to bed 2 hours later than you should normally, you can't suddenly jump into bed 2 hours earlier and expect it to all fall into place. You've got to do it slowly. And the same in the morning. If you get up way too late and end up rushing around, try getting up 5 minutes earlier each day. Try to prepare things you can the evening before. If you always find yourself rushing around in the morning, because it can put you in a negative mindset. Sleep can have negative effects if you're not getting enough, and positive effects on your emotional and physical health when you are getting enough. Spend time around positive, quality people. It rubs off on you. Go to new places to meet new people. And this, again, can be hard to start, especially if you've been isolated. You can try getting in touch with old friends and family who you know are good people. Start simple with just smiling at others and paying other people compliments, because you never know what friendship you might form from these simple first steps. Keep a reflection journal. One, if you miss the ex, write the negatives about the relationship and look at them when you're having those self-doubt moments. And then a positive journal. Each day, try to add at least 3 things you've achieved in that day. If you can add more, get adding more. Also put things down that you'd like to achieve the next day or where you'd like to be in 6 months from now to keep yourself accountable, and take those baby steps to get to where you'd like to be in 6 months. Getting yourself organised, keeping notes of appointments and where you're supposed to be when, keeping them written down, because your mind can be in a state of confusion when you're going through all this. When you've got so much on your plate, you often, example, a plate of food, when you keep piling food on that plate, at some point things are going to start dropping off. And coming out of a relationship like this, you've got that much going on in your mind, things that you've never thought about anymore, reality kicking back in. And when you've got that much going off in your mind, things start falling off. So keeping a diary to keep organised and prioritise. You can't do everything at once. All you can do is your own personal best. So just prioritise and keep going. Try to get some time to relax, doing what you'd like to do for you. And don't feel guilty for doing so. You are entitled. It's your life. You are allowed to give yourself time out to relax and enjoy life. Talk moments, doubtful moments through with good, understanding people. Anytime you're feeling low or feeling down, chat to the right people to help raise you back up. Look for an opportunity to laugh. Laughing really is the best medicine. Start with a simple self-care plan and keep adding to it. Write it down and keep yourself accountable. Ask yourself, what could get in my way? If something would, ask, what can I do about it? Can I remove it? Do I need to change it? Can I work around it? You don't need to forevermore keep this written plan. You can do if it works for you. It's great to have a written plan out if it works for you, but you don't need it in all areas of your life, because obviously writing it all out takes time away from what you can be doing. So it's always good to start having that written plan, just to, while your brain's all over the place, just to keep yourself in check. But once you start going through the motions and actually achieving stuff and doing stuff, it will reprogram your subconscious mind, especially with new routines, to get up and do it naturally anyway. And it becomes easier within yourself. It is a work in progress. It's like if you write with your right hand, it's natural. You learnt that as a child and it took time to learn that. But now you can just do it. If you were to start writing with your left hand, it is going to feel uncomfortable to start. It is going to look messy to begin with. There is going to be moments where it becomes really hard and you want to give in. But if you keep going, just like you did as a child, you will write with that left hand. Same as learning to drive. When you very first got in that car to learn how to drive, you will have been paying attention to anything and everything and making sure you're doing stuff. And it took time to learn how to drive. Now, if you've passed your driving test, you jump in that car and you go. And half the time you haven't paid any attention to driving down the road. When you actually get to the bottom of the road, if you think back to what attention did you pay as you were driving, it's not the same as to the attention you were paying when you first started learning how to drive. So you can reprogram that subconscious mind to do it naturally for you, so it's thinking for you without you consciously thinking. If you really find yourself sinking, set a timer on your phone, around 30 minutes to start. You may need more, you may need less. Allow yourself to deal and process those emotions. Write them out. It might get ugly. Process it. Work out what that emotion's telling you to do. Do you need to change your perception? Do you need to change your action? Do you need to change your communication? Even your communication within yourself, your perception within yourself. And when that timer goes off, make yourself do something that lifts your spirits. Think of the good things that are going for you now. Think of the future that you want to create. think of a good memory for you, something you've achieved, no matter how small, no matter how big. Go for a walk, put some uplifting music on, put some motivational videos on. After you've processed it and cried it out, you need to have the ability to pick yourself back up, and you have got that ability. Life has its ups and downs. It is like riding out a roller coaster, and some downs are a lot harder than others, and some ups are a lot happier than others. But you're allowed to have those down moments. You're allowed to have a few weeks where you think you're flying and you're really getting over it and you're smashing life and everything's going amazing and you've got this and you're getting there and it's great. And then you're allowed to have something that knocks you off balance. This doesn't mean you're going backwards. This just means you're human. You are allowed to have those moments where you feel like you've gone backwards and you feel down, and it's all about picking yourself back up again. Another good method is remembering just how far you have come, and just how far you've made it, and just how much you have achieved, and then dealing with it, letting it go and getting up and going again. And I know it's incredibly hard at times, and I know especially when there's narcissistic people playing more games with you, you have to focus on the fact that that is an outside situation that you cannot control. However, you can control what's going off on the inside. You have the ability, you have the strength, you have the power. You have a greatness that you can achieve this. You are special and you are worth it. Please add in the comments anything you found that helped pick you back up, because we are all individuals, and what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another. So that tip might just help somebody else also recover from this. Add in the comments anything you'd like more information on. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.